Hi, my name's Scott, and do you need last names? No? Okay, my name's Scott, and this is Road Scholar, and I've been living full time in Road Scholar for almost 2.5 years. So come on in and let's have a look. Is that right? No. He can roll my hand. I have him on a shot collar. Pull it out. Okay. So what I have is a 1995 Thomas safety liner, and it's an activity bus, and bought it down in Phoenix, and called home as soon as I stepped on board. is what I did, and even with the seats in it. So immediately I lived in it while I was pulling the seats and everything. It's just one way to do this if you want to or need to get into it. And it also provides incentive because you need to build things in order to stay comfortable in it if you're going to live in it as you build. So this is my decision, get out of where I was living and get into what I wanted to live in. So, all right, so let me just point towards things. It's pretty straightforward. Pulled all the seats, and I have very basic, like 12-volt power. I am using solar, and hopefully by this time next year, I'll also move into thermoelectric generation. So, and that's coming off the wood stove. So there are modules that I can buy so that I can pull up to 45 watts of power off of the stove itself. So I spend a lot of time in northern Arizona in those colder regions, higher regions. So I want to make sure that I can do that, when the panels are covered. So. Okay. Not sure where to begin here. I have a combination of recycled materials and materials that were gifted to me, as well as new things here. So I'll just kind of point to them here. All of the wood that you're seeing here, the 2x4s, and the paneling, the press board, these were all gifted. And what I did was I just took time as I was, if you're looking to see how you can do this as well, and also how you can afford a bus, then I put mine on layaway, is what I did actually. Put it on layaway, and at the beginning of the summer, and then by the end of the summer I drove it away, and then started building. But in that time, I did my planning for where I wanted things, and also made plans for where to get my resources and everything. So the press board, it turns out that a couple of years back, my old motorcycle shop also had these crates where they shipped motorcycles, so they gave those to me, so I recycled those, and they were 2x4s and press board. So a lot of what you'll see is what they've given me. So about 90% of the furniture here, or even 100%, close to 100% of the furniture here has been built by recycled materials. So my power source is the four deep cycle batteries. Okay, there are 33 amp and 35 amp batteries here, and they power just about everything that I need to. And it's not very much that they power from computers and any small electronics. I don't have anything fancy here. And one of the things that I try to do is to do some things by hand so that I can stay active, and stay mobile and things like that. Stay in shape while I'm on board the bus. So deliberately, I stay away from some of the just the minor conveniences and things like that. So I have to make choices about what I power and when I use the power and everything like that. I like making choices. So what we have here, we have the charge controller and the inverter. The inverter is a 1500 watt. It peaks at 3000. The nice thing about these particular things is that they are Bluetooth controlled. So I have the apps on my phones where I can turn them off and on, or change the settings for these even when I'm driving. So I have to worry about that. And I also have sensors for the tires. here, so I can make decisions about what I need to do maintenance-wise, as I go down the road and everything like that. So this is the main power, but then also back towards like the desk area, I have a Yeti 400. I upgraded slowly, so when I phase one thing in, the other thing gets downgraded to being a backup. So I have my Yeti 400 back there, and it's been my backup when things are cloudy, and I just go to USB power if I need to. It's very convenient. And let me know if you have any questions along the way to kind of guide me here.
Oh, I will.
So wood stove works great in this space. It is great. It is heavy plating, custom made stove, and this too was gifted to me. And let's see. It also has brick there, so fire brick, and that increases the efficiency a little bit. And I have also a gasket here that also increases. And it's not airtight, but it does approach it, and it does allow me to control the fire a little bit better than without it. And I cook on that surface as well. So whenever
It's definitely bigger than most of the stoves I've seen in buses.
Yes. I would say that from the ones that I've seen here at Skoolie Palooza and elsewhere, there's some that are going to be efficient. They're going to be efficient for their size, whether it be cast iron or heavier gauge of steel. But this one, first of all, it was free.
Yeah.
It was free, and it allows me also to put in to cook on it. It has a larger cook surface, so I can heat water and things like that all at one time, so I don't have any problems there, and keep other things warm all at one time. It also allows me the service to put that thermoelectric generating module on there, so I can either put it on top or I can put it on the side or the back where it can generate that power for me. It's that temperature differential that makes the power. So yeah, most likely it's going to be either on the back or the side, because it needs to bring in cold air in order to give me that differential. That's for next year, so hopefully I'll have that mounted by next year, so I can bring in more and have an additional battery bank, for that. I'm really about alternative energies in here. I'm trying to experiment with those, to do that. Maybe even wind power. We'll see. Kitchen area. And again, very simple. I just build the furniture as I need it. I just build as I go. And then over time, I just refine what I have. That seems to work out just fine. And sometimes, the furniture, in the beginning, the furniture just floated, really, until I could figure out where I wanted it, where it's comfortable. So the first few months was like that. Just let it float, and then it goes naturally where it wants to. And then once it's there, then I build in the space. Using the seat rails, it makes things very solid for those who are getting started and everything like that. You're wondering about that, how it's mounted. But altogether, I spend, this is where I spend most of my time. I'd say about 90% of my time in the bus is going to be right here. I'm a grad student, so it's a combination of, and I also teach. And I teach online, so it's a combination of doing that work and then also the work to get to the PhD for our clinical psych is where I'm going. So this is where it all happens. Working on the bathroom, I do have a composting toilet. It's a Nature's Head. This is where the dishes are right now. So, but this is work in progress. The bathroom is work in progress, and it's slow progress, but getting there. This is basically my office space, and again, I have my Yeti 400 underneath. Okay, it's serving me well. It does have some limitations in terms of how much power it can get off the roof, but it's been reliable. Really, it's predictable. what it can do, and it's really good with USB. And I can go for a couple of days on USB if things are cloudy that way, or if I have trouble getting up on the roof and there's snow on the panels and everything like that. Snowstorms and so forth. I can pretty much do everything that I need to here, from faxing to, just any kind of office work that I need to do. I can do it from here. Bedroom area is kind of a nesting area. I don't spend as much time here as I do over here. I work a lot, but
that goes with grad school and teaching. Both those are a lot of work.
They are a lot of work. They are a lot of work, but it's what I took on. It is what I took on, and what I do is one of the reasons why I chose being in a school bus and living this way, just in general, is that I can go from conference to conference. Right now, my territory is spreading from Arizona into New Mexico because there are some opportunities that I want to take on there in terms of psychology, and get to know people there. I can expand my network and not have to stay in one geographical area. I can afford to go now to that area and go back and forth. And I can go at my pace, and I can stay in a place and get to know people, in those places. So,
and it doesn't hurt that your daily commute is 6 feet.
It doesn't hurt. It doesn't hurt. And then there are times when I have contracts and I need to stay in one place, but I can leave I can leave one economy where there isn't a very good economy and go to another one where, I've actually paid off the bus in a short period of time. For what the bus is worth. That's the nice thing about this kind of living too.
Yep.
So, parts and pieces. Again, this is going to evolve, and as I have budget and time, certain things. But functionally, everything that I need is here. But pieces like this, and pieces like that are under the stove there. That once upon a time that was a camp kitchen. So to take this in pieces and then see what works. And then once you see that my thing is once I see that it works, then okay, I'm going to go ahead and replace this. Let me see what I can do to refine it. So they've been small refinements, but it's I'm really comfortable here. Yeah, I'm really comfortable here. Almost too comfortable. So
that's
it's
what it's about.
To be getting out there and any questions?
No. Well, thank you.
Yeah. Thank you for coming.
Yep. I hope you enjoyed the tour of this week's rig, and join us again next Saturday for another episode.